Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Rodeo Time, the podcast. And we are in Nashville, Cookville. Cook Vegas, close to Nash Vegas. In the home, in the gym of Mr. Rich Froning. Thanks for having us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we just chopped it up on your Meat Eater podcast.
In Pursuit, Meat Eater
In
podcast.
Pursuit?
Yeah, that's what the official name is.
Gotcha. How long have you been doing that? 20 episodes, you said?
20 episodes, yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's just mainly hunting and lifestyle stuff. And
Those are great
good time.
guys.
Yeah, good dudes.
Yeah, it's funny that Clay rides a donkey, but what you going to do with a donkey, Alan? Teach it to eat sugar cubes and sit on his horse. That's what I'll do. That's another Lonesome Dove quote.
I'm a movie guy and a movie quote guy, but I'm not. I need to watch Lonesome Dove.
You haven't seen it?
I've not.
My Old Man Barlow quote threw you off.
It did throw me off. I was like, man, I feel inept, because I am a movie. I pride myself on movie quotes, and I let myself down.
He said, did you catch that, Donnie? He was talking about them bison. I was like, them buffalo hooky. You remember Old Man Barlow? And he was like, no, I don't remember.
I don't know, Old Man Barlow, man. I don't know
Whatever
who that
happened
is.
to him? Oh, he married a fat widow on the Blanco River and had a passel of kids, and you might as well do the same if you don't want to chase buffalo.
I screwed it up. I'm going to go watch Lonesome Dove, and I'll send you a quote back.
Okay, yeah.
Deal?
Man, the first hour is the best.
How long is it? Is that one of the
It's
longer
like 6
ones?
hours. It's a mini
I think
series.
that's the one I think that's what shied me. I have one of the ADDs or ADHD. So it takes me, I'll watch the same movie on repeat just so I can memorize it, which is weird.
I want you to finish it.
Yep.
And the Old Man Barlow quote is deep into it. But the first hour is solid gold cinema.
Oh, man.
And those guys still talk about it. Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah.
And
I've heard good things.
Yeah.
I've just never seen it.
And I think they knew they were making we'll get off of that. This is about
Doesn't
you.
bother me. No, we talk
Not
whatever.
Augustus McCrae. Man, I have been following your CrossFit journey for a long time.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm old.
You're one of the OGs.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. We just got back from Scotland last week. I don't even know what year it is or what day it is. We did the Legends event at the Rogue Invitational. Man, it was pretty fun to see some of the guys and girls that I watched videos of still out there kicking it.
Yeah.
And so, and
by kicking it, he means kipping
it, which you can't
kipping
do.
It.
That's if
you can't do that anymore?
I don't know. The internet says you can't, right?
Yeah.
We should go by the internet.
I thought they were going to stop making fun of y'all for that, and then they did not let up.
They don't let up ever. The internet does not let up. And actually, surprisingly, I don't kip unless I am doing a competition. I don't do that.
So you're just straight up
I do
and
a lot
down?
of strict stuff. It just because the joints, man. It just doing a lot of kipping. I'll kip a muscle up, but not a ton of pull-ups.
Kipping doesn't bother me, just like arching your back in a bench press doesn't bother me. Just because, if you really had that weight on your chest, you're trying to get it off your chest, how
are you gonna get it off?
Bro, arch your back.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you really had to climb up on top of a cliff, and there just happens to be a bar right here that fits your hands,
perfect,
bro, kip your way up there.
Get up there, man. What's it matter? Yeah.
The muscle up is something I wish I'd.
If you can do a pull up and you can do a dip, you can do a muscle up. It's just that weird piece in between. If we had enough time, I could show you, but I think you gotta cut out of here.
I designed that specifically because I was scared you were gonna make me work.
No, we should. Hey, over the years, I've learned you don't just try to destroy people because nobody wants to do that.
Why don't you need to teach Cam Haynes and Tim Kennedy that, because they both made me throw up.
Yeah, we had a little discussion of the Cam thing. I'm not I CrossFit. I'm notoriously a bad runner. I just don't like it. I don't enjoy it. And Cam, we showed up to Cam's place, got there about 2 a.m. because of some flight stuff. And at 8 a.m., he's like, hey, we're going to get some morning miles in. 21 miles later.
Gosh, dang.
So my knee was my tibia was fused to my femur by that afternoon. It was great. Great fun.
But you're you couldn't say uncle.
No, heck no. I'm not. And I'm not going to. That's what I kept telling him. I said, hey, I'm going to keep going as long as you want to go. Just don't waste your time waiting on me. Because when we were that dude can run.
See, I was telling you, I think he was so impressed with me only because his expectations were so low.
Yeah. Did you run with the hat the whole time?
You didn't have to finish my sentence right there. Okay. But
you said it on the last podcast. I was just helping.
But I imagine with you, his expectations were pretty high.
Yeah, no, he tried to bury me.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was a good time. We got to go to the top of Pisgah.
Did you carry the rock?
By the time we did Pisgah. Well, by the time we got to Pisgah, we were like 16 miles in. So he didn't even mention the rock. And the rock was all the way back at his truck where we had started 16 miles before.
See, I
would have rather carried the rock up 8 times than run the entire time.
I only did 12 miles, but we carried the rock.
There you go.
He carried it most of the time.
He carried it.
Yeah. Yeah. Was his boy James there? The
Ranger?
No, that's Tanner's son.
Tanner.
Yeah, I did say
no,
his boy.
James was not there. Sorry. Yeah.
James was there and Tanner was there.
Tanner was filming. Cam was like, "Here, ride this bike and follow us." And Tanner like about wrecked the bike and destroyed the camera on the first little section. And he was like, "This is not going to work."
Yeah.
And so he quickly put the bike down.
Have you found yourself in a lot of other situations? Like, so Cam is a hunter and a runner.
Yep.
What are some other crossover moments where you've been kind of pitted up against a different style of worker, outer person?
I don't feel like we've not done a ton of crossover, which I'm open to.
Ooh, I could do a rodeo crossover.
I'm in. I'd do it. I'm not. I've ridden a horse. I've been thrown out of a horse several times.
We keep our word around here.
Stupid and stubborn. I can lasso my son when he's running.
The way you phrased that made me think if we have a competition, I might win.
You for sure, 100%. Yeah. Standing, I can throw a rope. On an animal, I wouldn't trust myself to do it.
No, I'm just kidding. But I think
everybody wants to CrossFitter, let me show you like what I can do. And so it does get a little bit, I'll show up and just working out for fun or dropping into a gym. Somebody wants to like show their dominance.
No, I might be able to rope a dummy better than you just because.
Yeah, that's what you do.
But no. We get in the gym.
Well, it's what I've done for 15 years. It's my profession.
It would be half of your warm-up. That's probably my normal workout.
You'd be fine. We, once again, over the years, when I first started, it was like, let me show people how hard we work out. And then now I'm like, hey, I want you to have a good experience, so you want to continue to keep doing this and have some fun. Now, we will do some, like, stupid challenges. Like I told you, we do that 24-hour mountain bike race in Amarillo. We're going to do a charity 24-hour row on a row machine, usually around Christmas to New Year's, and so that's pretty fun. And I'll still do some random local competitions, but my high-level competing days are way behind me.
Most of the time that CrossFit's been around, I would say 90% of that I've lived away from town.
Mm-hmm.
And I like CrossFit.
Yep.
And I have liked it, but I didn't want to drive to somewhere.
Nope.
And so like my Ross Sherrod is one of my best friends. He was a traveling partner of mine. He was really big into CrossFit, bareback rider, Marine, and he was super. And so I dabbled. I dabbled. Yep. But the one thing that I always respect CrossFitters because of how hard they work. But I noticed when it first kind of came around that people would throw rocks at and they tried to say that like people were overworking and like injuries, and I hated that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
That of the kind of people that were against it for that reason.
Yeah.
Like, and they tried to just associate like
injury,
really extreme work ethic, and like that's I don't know, just good. That's good work ethic, and it just happens to be CrossFit. If you went to an extreme at anything, there's going to be risk.
Exactly.
Cowboying, any type of workout, and I always hated the people that were against CrossFit for that reason.
Yeah, I mean, CrossFit's hard, and I think that's a good thing. I think in our day and age and in life, a lot of people are living a soft life, and doing hard things is good for us, And so I think people get confused also with like the sport of CrossFit where what I did for years versus when you walk into our gym and the daily people doing CrossFit. And so, yeah, when I competed and trained at a high level, and I still work out usually twice a day. That's just the way my mind is. I've got a touch of something, and I just need to do something. And so, that's one extreme, right? You can go to the extreme at anything, but the people that are just walking into the gym and doing it for life and to do something hard to, be able to play with their kids longer or go out and, tackle some competition or some goal, then it's way different. And I hate the whole infight. Like, if people like to go out and do just, you were talking jujitsu, if that's your fitness, hell yeah, doing something. If you want to go out and run, go do that. If you want to do CrossFit, if you want to do bodybuilding, as long as you're doing something physically active that's good for your body, then I'm all for it. Like, I hate this whole, it's got to be one or the other, right? I like to go out and, I've done I did the Leadville 100 mountain bike race for 2 years. That was just a completely new challenge. Like, and I've said this, and it's probably getting belabored if people watch me on multiple things, but I don't like, I'm not a huge like goals guy as far as numbers in the gym. I like an event or something that I have to like aim for or train for or be in shape for. I just kind of like stay in shape all year. And then about 6 to 8 weeks before a CrossFit competition or before that 24-hour row or that mountain bike race or whatever, I like to have something where I'm going to mentally test myself and physically test myself. That 24-hour
68 weeks before, though?
6 to 8 weeks.
Oh, okay.
It's not 68.
Gotcha.
6 to 9 months.
Gotcha.
Penguins? You watch Penguins? Was it Penguins, the movie?
I'm not much of a Penguins guy.
He's like 69 months. He's like, no, 6 to 9 months. But yeah, I like to get myself out of my comfort zone and have something that I'm aiming for.
I have heard you say that, and I love it. I agree. For me, that thing was always a rodeo.
Yeah.
And I never trained so hard as when I had a rodeo that weekend.
Exactly.
And so it took more discipline if I knew that the rodeo wasn't for like 6 weeks, but or 6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8 weeks.
6 to 8
weeks.
weeks. But that resonated with the first time I heard you say that. It resonated with me just because I could remember like the angst and haste I had in the gym or in the practice arena.
Fear of failure, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as society as a whole, we're soft. We live in comfort. We seek comfort, right? Which I think anytime you can get outside your comfort zone, and you're going to get better. Both of us are faith guys, and I think the Bible teaches that for sure. Like, soft men are why we have hard times, right?
Yeah.
And so I think not seeking, trouble, but going out and doing hard things is good for us.
Yeah. When did CrossFit become your thing that you were seeking?
Yeah, I think all growing up, and this is a longer kind of faith, I guess, discussion, but I'd always looked for competition. I'm one of 32 first cousins. 25 of us are boys. So everything we did as kids was a competition. And so my aunts and uncles, I blame them a lot for our issues we have, because that's what we do, is we blame other people, right? Everything we did as kids was a competition. And I thought it was to figure out which one of us was the most dominant of the cousins. Now, as a parent, I realized they were just trying to wear us out, right? But it was like, hey, who can run around the pond the fastest? Who can, whatever. And so I thought, literally, they're trying to figure out which one of us is the best.
Yeah, they're
right?
gonna pick it.
And so that's my whole life, right? So that's the way I approached every sport, everything I did.
Really, they were thinking these kids are gonna sleep.
These kids
so
are gonna
good
sleep
tonight.
and now I know that, right? But at the time, it was, oh man. One of us is going to get selected and we're going to be, whatever. So, so baseball, that's how I approached baseball, football, played a little bit in college. And then I was a firefighter for 4 years in town at Cookeville Fire Department. They paid my tuition at Tennessee Tech while I was getting my undergrad, and I worked as a full-time firefighter. And in that process, one of my professors, Chip Pugh, was the head strength and conditioning coach and was big into CrossFit. And he was like, hey, you like working out and you're a firefighter, you should check out.
What year was that?
Been 2009. And so he was like, you like working out? You're a firefighter. A lot of military, police, fire are doing this CrossFit stuff. You should check it out. And that was kind of the rest is history. And
dang, I feel like it wasn't that long after that you were kind of a household name.
2010 was the first year I ended up competing, and kind of just showed up to the first competition. There was 78 or 80 guys. And I was did not look like a lot of them. Some of these guys looked like they were out of 300, and thinking, oh, we were on our way to spring break. It was kind of like a halfway point to spring break, thinking, all right, if I'm not in the top 15, you had to be in top 15 to transfer to the regionals at the time. And thinking, hey, if I'm not in the top 20, maybe we'll get an early jump on spring break. We'll end up finishing the day in first. So decided to hang out for a little bit, and then went to regionals, got first at regionals, went to the games, and got second.
So you were in shape, obviously.
Yep.
You were competitive and had grown up that way. Was there also a little bit of CrossFit is so new? I mean, it was new for everybody, probably.
Yeah.
And so the fact that you were inexperienced, everybody was inexperienced.
Yeah, I think, the first games was in 2007, so I was 2010, so 3 or 4 years into it. I think
34 years into it.
3 or 4, 34 months.
Sorry.
And so I think early on watching videos and stuff, I think I was one of the first guys to like do 2 workouts a day. I think early on they were like, if you do more than 2 workouts a day, your body can't handle it. There's this big thing about rhabdo and rhabdomyolysis where
The dirty little secret.
Yeah, that your kidneys would shut down and you would die. And I remember the first day we did 2 workouts and we looked at each other and we're not dead.
Yeah. I mean, football players been doing 2 workouts a day.
Yeah, so
I think what do they call that? Conveniently named 2-a-days,
2-a-days,
I think.
Yeah. So we started doing 2-a-days. I think that was early on, and people just were blown away that you could do that.
See, that's what's so frustrating to me.
Yeah.
It's just that, I mean, kids been I mean, you can look at, there's some sort of headline every August of some kid going down of
just
heat exhaustion from 2-a-days in football, especially in Texas. August,
miserable.
Texas. But then all of a sudden, CrossFitters, you get 1 or 2 guys that like really wants to just push the boundaries of his own physical fitness and maybe whatever it is. And then all of a sudden, CrossFit catches all this flack. Well, I don't know. You see guys like Cam Haynes that really just decide to take the governor off. And I've just got so much respect for a man that wants to push his body to the limit. And because you could look at somebody trying to do what he does and throw rocks at, okay, well, nobody should ever run. Wait, what? Like
I feel like a lot of the time you get flack from people that just aren't willing to sell out, right?
That's their excuse.
That's their excuse, man. And people want to, I mean, I've read it, comments about, well, I had to be on steroids, had to do whatever. Oh, look at him now. He's 5 pounds lighter. I'm like, bro, I've been the same weight for almost 18 years now. And so it's just people want to, they want to like make an excuse for themselves because you've done something that either they couldn't do, maybe they could do, but they physically, mentally just didn't want to do, right?
Yeah, I guess if everybody's trying to have the highest building in town, you can either build yours higher or tear somebody else's down.
For sure.
So you don't like steroids?
I don't like, I don't use them. I've not used them. I've got buddies that, now TRT is the politically correct way to say that.
You do use that?
Do not. Not yet.
You don't?
I'm not opposed to it. When I need it, I will partake in TRT, but I won't compete.
What about peptides?
I've tried it in my knee, just didn't do anything. Yeah.
Have you tried stem cells?
I tried stem cells, didn't do anything.
Didn't do anything?
Nothing for my knee.
Man, I went to the place all them guys, Cam and Joe, go to Ways to Well in Austin, and I got some for my shoulder, and I felt like it helped a lot.
Maybe I need to try a good place. I don't know. It just didn't. It maybe bought me a year or 2.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's still back to where it was.
Yeah. I've had a few injuries since then, and so I'd kind of like to go back. But they put some in my back, in my shoulder. I felt, anyway, I was just curious what you thought about that.
I could have TRT, but my testosterone's usually around 700 to 800, so there's really no need.
7,800?
7,800. 7 to 800. That's going to, 7,800, they're going to be like, see, he is on something for sure. No, 7 to 800, so I don't really, until I need it, I don't want to be reliant on it.
I bet they monitored that.
Oh, yeah. I used to get randomly drug tested a lot. Blood, urine, all of it.
Yeah. Man, that's wild that you're retired from competing and you still do 2-a-days though.
Yeah, man. I've come to terms with over the last couple of years. There's some substance abuse in my family, and I don't really drink, so I'm pretty sure that's where my
Obsession.
Yeah, I think I'm like an addict, a pain addict. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hey, could be worse, right?
So you feel like if you can keep, yeah.
Well, and I still,
that can be your.
and I don't compete at a high level, but I still do some competitions every once in a while. Partner usually, or team, or charity. And there's still kind of this, like, I don't want to say legend, but like mystique that you have to kind of hold of, like, you don't want to show up to like a workout at a random place. We'll do some like random gym drop-ins of like people that use our programming, and you don't want to like walk in and do a workout and people are like, that's Rich Froning, so there still is that little bit of, you gotta keep the drive alive.
Yeah. I can respect that. Like if you're selling a product,
like you riding a horse or roping and doing that stuff, you don't want to like show up and be like, that's really, this is.
Well, I kind of get that quite a bit actually. Kind of hitting a little close to home there for me.
My bad.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of, you got a little ranch going here.
Yeah, we got a cool spot.
Those cows are not getting cold.
Those cows like the cold. You look
Yeah.
out here and it's about this temperature and there's running around,
Yeah.
Well, even those, we won't speak of the ones on the right side of the road when you're going
That's
out
what I
here.
was talking about.
The Highland cows.
Yeah.
Those aren't cows, man. Those are golden doodles with horns. Those are my wife's. Those are, though, the most fun to work because we don't have a working facility. And so with the bison, buffalo, we have a working facility, which is a ton of fun. I'm usually the one driving them in there with the side by side, and then we're doing the normal thing. You work them just like you would cattle. But with the Highlands, we don't want to. There's like 10 of them, so we don't need a true working facility. So what we'll do, and you can probably tell me that we're doing this wrong, but we've got the 3-bay kind of horse stalls.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get them caught in the area right there. Well, then we'll push them into one of the stalls.
Mm-hmm.
Close the gate. I'll throw a rope around the horns. We'll pull them into the corner. We'll use the gate as the squeeze.
Yep.
And then I'll pull them to the front and then
Put
pop
that
them
CrossFit
Yeah,
mash
there we
on
go.
'em.
So that's kind of how we've adapted to our over there working those cows. But
Yeah, I think you got to do what you got to do, baby.
it's fun. That man, that's the like. I wish you could do that more than twice a year, but we just do it twice a year, spring
Yeah,
and
it's
fall.
fun.
That's what makes it all fun. The rest of it, you're like, oh man, I got to go put hay out again, or you're like, whatever.
Yeah, there are some whatever moments throughout the year in ranching. There's a lot, actually.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that my intern program is I get a lot of inquiries about coming to work on the ranch, and a lot of people just aren't really sure what they're signing up for.
Mm-hmm.
And those whatever moments are actually more.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
what you see on people's
Highlights.
socials are the
fun
highlights.
parts. And they spread that out throughout the year. They take one day
Correct.
and spread it out. Every other day is just feeding, checking
Yes.
fences, making sure water's busted, making sure whatever.
Yeah. You're just a long distance plumber is
Mhm.
what I've heard.
Yeah,
guys.
we got a little water issue going on out there that we're trying to mess with yesterday, and we're gonna wait till it warms up a little bit.
Yeah, because we had a little cold snap come in. Man, I'm so glad I scheduled this. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm so sad. Did I say glad? I meant
Glad.
sad that I scheduled this where we can't,
We can't work out.
out.
We got.
I'm not gonna lie. You and I started texting about doing these podcasts. I feel like, well, Laura, maybe 4 months ago.
Yeah, we were trying to
'Cause I
figure
was
out a
like,
date. Yeah,
I knew I'd be here in November, and so we were like, well, let's do it then. But every time I work out, I'm like, oh, I better be ready in case.
Hey.
Because I put, when I went to camps, we obviously ran 12 miles. And then I went down to Austin and buddies with Tim Kennedy, and he wants
What'd
to
you
see
guys
you
do?
throw
Like,
up.
what'd you attempt?
He'll like write it on the board, and you kind of go, and he makes it a competition. You got a partner, and you do the rower, you do the assault bike. We did pull-ups, we did squats, and I mean hard in the paint. Like you're rowing to get to the 10 calories, but he wants you at like 1,500
Calories per
RPMs
hour.
or calories per hour or whatever. And Yeah, if you don't throw up, then he's a little disappointed.
Yeah, I'm just never been a throw up guy or make people throw up guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
But hey,
but he goes hard in the paint like that all the
time.
time. And I guess that's what I was envisioning. I was like, because I've not met you in person till now, and so I was like,
this guy's going to be
but yeah, you weren't in the military.
No.
So maybe you'd be like,
Yeah.
less.
Well, and we've done that. Like when we first started coaching and we've got CrossFit Mayhem, early on we were like, oh, let's mess people up so they know how awesome this is. It's not a good business model. We learned real quick. Some people want that. Most people don't want that, So like I always joke that our first gym that we had, because we had CrossFit Mayhem, we merged with CrossFit Cookville with Chip, and then we reopened Mayhem. And the name CrossFit attached with the name Mayhem was a little bit of a tough sell in the beginning. And we didn't really, the business-wise weren't really good, but we got super fit, but it was more like a glorified fraternity. We were still in college, and we were like, guys, it's $100 a month. I can only afford 20. We're like, sweet, come on, that'll do. We got really fit. We didn't make any money,
Yeah.
So we learned real quick when we reopened Mayhem that it's like, man, we want people to have some longevity in this. We want people to get a little bit of, hey, this was hard, but I'm not messed up. There are days you do a bunch of squats or a bunch of wall balls or whatever that, you're going to be walking a little bit funny for a couple of days, but you also don't want to do that every single day.
Yeah. I like to feel it.
Yeah. I like to know that, hey,
to.
First couple steps
For
out of
sure.
bed, I don't know what's going to happen today. But then once you get moving, it's pretty good.
You fast?
I used, so for about 4 or 5 years, I intermittent fasted. I did the
5 years.
Yeah. And then I started, for some reason, 45 years. I started to lose some weight. And so I wasn't taking in enough calories. It was kind of like towards the back half of it was like the back couple years that I competed on the team. And I just started, for some reason, I couldn't get in enough calories in the summer especially. And so then I just started adding in a small kind of like protein shake and a bagel in the morning to break that fast, just to get some more calories in. But yeah, I did that for a while and really liked it. But
we were talking on a previous podcast. Ty here, he likes to fast for religious purposes right before beach season.
Oh, for religious.
And we didn't know if
you worshiping on the beach or?
Yeah, a little worship time. Little.
Oh yeah, okay.
Two birds, one
yeah,
stone. Yeah. And so I didn't feel like that probably qualified
as fasting.
Hey, old son, if you're not feeding every morning with a Can-Am side-by-side, then you ain't no cowboy. I got a Can-Am because I needed a reliable ranch rig that I could use every day because I don't know how to work on stuff like that. So I want something that's not going to break down ever. Get yourself a Can-Am, old son. Rock and roll denim is what Dale Brisby uses to spur his bucking bulls. I get the reflex. Gives me the mobility I need to be the cowboy I am. So go to rockandrolldenim.com, old son.
Well, at least not like
Biblically.
yeah. I don't
Were
know
you
that
praying every time you were supposed to be eating?
See, I didn't.
No judge. I just a question, man. Don't
Yeah.
get all defensive. It sounds like the heart
The
heart posture there's a little
sinner.
Sinner.
So, what about your faith? You said that was
It's a huge anchor, man. To high level, man, I was born into a Catholic family. I've got one of my best friends in the world, Father Stephen Gadberry. He's been on Sean Ryan and a couple others. Good dude, solid Catholic priest. So I grew up in the Catholic faith. A lot of my family's still Catholic. We moved to Tennessee. Catholic, I was 4. Catholic, this is not a Catholic hotbed. I will say that. It's a very, there's a lot of Baptist, Presbyterian, and some others. And so my parents got divorced when I was 1. They got back together when I was 3 or 4. They split back up when I was 8 or 9, got back together, and then they divorced the final time when I was a sophomore in high school. So one of their breaks, my mom left the Catholic church and went to a Presbyterian church and a Baptist church. So we did kind of that. I would go to Catholic church with my dad, but I never really learned, I never went to catechism or anything for Catholicism.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of knew, like I can go to Catholic mass and say most of the stuff and do all that. never really knew what it meant, right? Presbyterian Baptist. I would say I was saved when I was 12 or 13. I've always had a faith, always had I would think it was a relationship, but more of like, hey, God, what can you do for me relationship? You know, I'd read the Bible and take out stuff that I pertained to my life and what I needed at that time, more of like an exchange, right? And what I realized now and had a pretty cool, I guess, epiphany when I started competing was throughout my life, whatever I was doing, baseball, firefighting, then CrossFit, I had let that become my identity or my way to, feel pride within whatever I was doing. And so that first year that I went to the games, was leading going into the final event, got second. I fell off a rope. My dad told me as a kid not to use my feet because that was for sissies. And so I never learned to use my feet climbing a rope, a lot like kipping. And so I couldn't climb the rope. I actually made it up 2 or 3 times and fell. YouTube, Rich Froning falls from rope. You'll see that. And but I realized
Can you dub that in?
Dub
Donnie?
that in there. You can
Put that in
there. I fell from like 20 feet. It was a good little crash.
Dang.
And so, I had this like failure. I would call it a failure, getting second at the games. I should have won. But luckily at the right time, I had Chip and some other good mentors kind of step in and be like, hey, where are you at with your faith? We started a Bible study reading Romans, and it was like the first time that I'd read the Bible from a start of a book to a finish versus just cherry picking. Let me open to this page and see what there is for me there.
That's kind of how I like to do it.
And right? There's days. And so, in that process, I had a buddy that was like, hey, if you were to die today, would you go to heaven? I'm like, yeah, would. I read the Bible pretty much every day. I believe in Jesus. But then I was like, man, I'm not living like Jesus called us to live. And so at 20, what would that have been? I was 23. I was like, man, I was baptized when I was 9 months old in the Catholic Church. And so I don't know where I'm at with that. I'm just kind of wrestling. We're doing a discussion at Mayhem with a group of guys and Laura, just to add on, about Catholicism. Like I just didn't understand it. But anyway, so at that point I was like, let me get baptized. I'm going to get baptized again. So I got baptized at 22, 23 and started reading Matthew, Mark, Luke, and just like trying to live like Jesus called us to live. And that's what I try to do every day, man. I screw it up.
Yeah.
I ask for forgiveness. I try to stack good days when I have good days. I try to repent on days that I do bad and when I, have bad thoughts, bad days. And man, I connect a lot with David in the Bible. Just like I'm gonna screw it up a lot, but I'm try to do good and try to be a good man. And so that's my faith.
Yeah, I'm reading David through. I love the story of David and
Samuel, man. That's First Samuel, Second. Man, those some of the first books that I was like, oh wow. And then I also had this kind of epiphany. And I need to give you the Day War books if you like that. This guy wrote. It's historical fiction, but he wrote about David and his men, like elaborated more on the story. Dude, they're awesome. But,
what's it called?
Day of War.
Nice.
By Cliff Graham. It's a five-part series. But yeah, I just had this thing where I'm like, man, I'm going to screw it up and I'm going to try to be good, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. I've always known you to be a Christian. I mean, I think I probably started like following along from your path, and I want to say like maybe 2000. Yeah, like right around that time, like 11, 10,
social
11.
Media,
yeah,
birth of social media.
Yeah, and kind of realizing that, and I was a little bit following the CrossFit, movement around then, but I want to say it wasn't long after that I heard and realized that you were a Christian. So I feel like that I see and I believe your impact definitely reaches a lot of people, because I'm just a cowboy from Texas.
Right.
And had been able to follow along with your story. So
I just felt like, my gifts or my talents were the fitness or the suffering or whatever you want to call why I hit it at the right time. And so my gift back or my purpose was to tell as many people as I could about him, and that's what I feel like we're called to do on a regular basis. And man, there's some days where I do it right and some days where you don't. And you just try Try to come forward on those days that you don't. And then also not get too prideful when you're like, man, I crushed today, So like, because here's the deal, you still failed somewhere.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
why we need Jesus. Like you're never gonna get to that point where you've nailed it perfectly, because that's why Jesus came, right?
Yeah.
That's why I believe.
Yeah, for me, the pride aspect of the different ways that pride can creep in have been my biggest struggle.
Yep.
In my walk.
Yeah.
And I don't think I started to realize that was my struggle till only recently, a few years ago. And looking back, I can see how that was just such a blinder for me, unbeknownst to me,
Right.
Like, I mean, it's it's my fault. I'm not blaming.
No,
but I feel like the pride and faith aspect, pride and humility aspect of where we're supposed, humility being the opposite of pride. Like, I think that is the problem with the world today.
Oh, for sure.
Personally,
It's all of our problem.
yeah. But man, I love that. It's good to talk to somebody as passionate. I don't know. It's surreal for me to get to visit with you, but I used to think it would be so hard to try to stay in shape if I had not had rodeo to motivate me.
Yeah.
And I think that's why your comment resonated with me. But now I'm starting to look further into my life, and the idea of quality of life
Yep.
is such a motivator
Heck
for
yeah.
me. And I don't know. It seems like something that should be a motivator for everyone. But
Yeah, I think, having kids has put that all into perspective for me, where, I want them to, that's, and honestly, it's kind of why the reason we started the farm, ranch, whatever you want to call it, was I knew that, we've got 160 plus acres here. They can have a cush life. They can have everything at their fingertips, but I wanted to have something hard. I wanted something that we can all go do together. And I kind of had this, it was probably been 5 or 6 years ago, we'd started this thing, and I'm kind of like, what are we doing? Like, we don't need to do this, like Mayhem is where we make our money, and that's where I need to spend my time. But it was this time of year, similar weather, it's kind of spitting snow, spitting rain. And back then we had an open cab, John Deere 4044R.
Nice.
And my daughter, and it's right before dark, and it's spitting snow, raining. And I'm like, I gotta go put hay out, right? And you're like, I want to go put hay out. And so I'm bundling up, heading out. And Lakeland, my oldest, she was probably 5 or 6 at the time. She's like, I'm going with you. I'm like, you ain't going with me. Like it's nasty. My wife's like, don't you take her out here. She'll get sick. And once she makes her mind up, she's going to go. And so I'm like, all right, like, you're going to be miserable. I'm going to make one pass, and you're going to want to go back in the house. Sure enough, man, we were out there for an hour and a half. And once we got out there, it wasn't that bad. It was nasty, but not terrible. She loved it. We went and did 3 or 4 other things. And I was like, this is why, this is why we're doing it.
For sure.
And man, it's those moments that you're like, one, I need to train for, because they're always watching. Now she's playing basketball, and she's asking questions like, hey, Dad, how do I get better? How can you help me? Whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, this is what it's about, right? And, obviously it started with, and still is, that I want to tell as many people as I can about Jesus. But now I'm like, all right, how can I impact these kids, my kids, to make them good human beings? And man, it starts with fitness. It's like what we're supposed to do. You're supposed to be active. I think that's part of, there's a lot of things going on in society, but I think physical activity and doing hard things and circling things on the calendar to push for helps with that for sure.
Yeah. What, tell me about Mayhem. Like, how is that? What's the structure of the business look like today?
Yeah, so we've got CrossFit Mayhem in town. You guys, I don't know if you have enough time to drive by there, but it's 18,000 square feet in the main gym.
Golly.
And then another 5,000 in the back for the athletes. So the high level athletes will train back there. But
That's
they'll
where
also,
I would be.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then you're a professional athlete. You can go back there. And so, we run classes from 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Then there's an 8:15, a 9:30. Then starting at 2 again, it fires back up. There's a midday open gym, but just 400 to 500 people in Cookeville that just come and train. But then you have
4,500 people train in there.
That's a lot
That's
of
why
people.
it's such a big gym.
It's a lot of people. And in the back, you got probably, 20 athletes?
Do you have a portion where it's just like a normal, like looks like a Planet Fitness kind of like setup where with like your
We've got 2 Stairmasters in there. Is that what you're talking about?
I
We got a
guess
cable
so.
crossover.
Yeah.
We got a couple other things in there. So there's an open gym area that people will come in and do their own programming. And then we've got the classes that kind of go on throughout the day. But the high level athletes will train in the back. They'll train out in the main gym depending on time of the year. And then that's kind of our physical location. We'll run seminars. We just got done with a seminar this weekend. We'll have a competition. We're doing a competition this next weekend. It's called Everyday Hero Games, and it's
oh, that's why that's
military
part of the reason
police,
it's so big.
military police fire. They did an online competition and then got to pair up within their respective branch, and they're coming here to like throw down in a head-to-head between all the branches of military, police, fire this weekend. So it'll be pretty fun. And so we host that. We hosted an online a qualifier for the CrossFit Games there. So it wasn't intentionally that big. We just found a good warehouse. It was built in '96 and just needed a gym space, right? And so we do that. Then we have an online portion of our business as well. And so we've got around 1,500 to 2,000 gyms that use our programming, but then we have about 10 to 15,000, 12,000 individuals that do our programming at their
Wow.
house, at their gym, in their garage, whatever. It's online programming. So like you go up on a Sugar Watt app right now, and it's just has all your programming laid out within there. We started Mayhem Hunt, which is CrossFit, but geared a little bit more towards the outdoorsy.
What's the online programming called?
Just Mayhem Athlete.
And you download an app?
Yeah, it's called Sugar Watt. I'll send you a link. We'll give you the friends and family free discount.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
So
you
I
think,
Mayhem.
do you think I'm broke or something?
No, just a friend, man.
Okay, because I am broke and I do need a discount.
But yeah, it's it's a ton of fun. We got it's just something I work out a lot, and so it's just
Yeah.
all that goes into. We've learned a lot over the years and get people ready for whatever they're trying to get ready for.
So do you have a lot of athletes that show up to the in-person stuff that are, I mean, they're competing for CrossFit?
Oh yeah. So we did a qualifier this last year called the Mayhem Classic, and the top 2 men and top 2 women got their ticket to go to the CrossFit Games through our event. And so we've got a guy from Russia. We've got a couple guys and girls from Brazil, all over the U.S. That train here all the time, and then we've got several remote from around the world that'll come in 2 months before the games and train. Australia, everywhere. So it's pretty cool. Good group of coaches that run all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just the queen, basically. Just smile and wave, shake hands, kiss babies, do this stuff.
A little different than the whole, oh, we got $20, that'll work. Come on in.
Yeah. It's like, hey,
more professional.
it's a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a good, I see what you mean when you talk about like, you don't need to show up in there not being able to do a muscle up.
Yeah. Everyone, like my goals now are like, if I show up to a workout and it's like things that I can still do with decent ability, need to let the younger athletes that know the old man still got it. Like, hey, he's a little dangerous. Like, hey, don't poke the bear every once in a while.
Yeah.
Not all the time. When I'm feeling real good, I got to look good with my shirt off because that's what sells. Like, let's be honest, that's what sells.
Same.
And then, I need to be able to do hard things every once in a while. So I mentally and physically need to be ready. So those are my like 3 goals. And my kids, I want my kids to see that, hey, dad works hard.
And they're probably starting to see that.
They're getting
Surely.
there. It just depends on the day. It was funny. Trice came down here, my son, and me and my buddy were working out because we were doing that competition in Amarillo. And so I've never been like, hey, kids, come down and you're going to do a workout. I'm like, hey, guys, I'm going to the barn. If you want to come down there, Trice will come. We'll be lifting barbells. He'll come ripping. He's got those little drift trikes ripping through there, like barbells dropping, whatever. And he's just like, watch this, Dad. Like on one arm, one leg, or one wheel. And he's like, hey, I'm going to work out with you guys. We're like, cool. So he just starts picking up kettlebells, walking with them. We're doing clean and jerks. He's got his own bar, he's 8, setting up his own, doing clean and jerks. He wants to, do whatever. Well, then that night, it was fall break. They get 2 weeks, and so we'd set up a tent. Me and him were just sleeping outside, just in the yard. He's like, Dad, let's go sleep in the tent. So in that 2 weeks, I think we slept in the tent like 7 or 8 times.
Nice.
My wife is like, why? I don't know. My son says, hey, let's go sleep in the tent. Let's go sleep in the tent, right? And so he wakes up. He's like, Dad, I can't sleep in the tent tonight or tomorrow. My neck hurts. And I'm like, your neck hurts? He's like, yeah, right here. And I'm like, that's because, he was carrying stuff and doing whatever, but he thought it was from his sleep. And I'm like, nah, dude, you're sore.
That's funny.
It's awesome to hear an 8-year-old, oh, I'm sore,
Yeah.
So it was cool.
Yeah, that's wild. So do you work out here most of the time or at the?
Yes, both. I'll
Gotcha.
usually, depending on time of the year, my normal rhythm is I'll go drop the kids off. It's about 5 minutes from the gym. I'll go to the gym, have some coffee, politic a little bit, then I'll go and work out in the gym. And then afternoons, usually right before I pick the kids up, I'll either do one of the classes, hang out with members, do a class, or I'll do my own thing, and then pick the kids up and usually done working out by that time.
Space. I was just about to ask. Where do you feel like CrossFit is? Like,
how long is this podcast?
No kidding. I got a lot of questions.
This is CrossFit is in a rocky spot.
Is it?
I would say it's so hard to differentiate because it's become intertwined. It's gone through some different ownership over the years, different CEOs. It's been in a bit of turmoil, I'll say, for the last couple of years. They're trying to find their footing. But I would say as far as local gyms go, the methodology, the community side of it, it's great. We've been around the world. I've been Amarillo, around the world. Amarillo, we do a competition in College Station. I've been to London. I've been to Scotland. I've been to, trying to think, just in this calendar year, I've been to France, been to Barcelona. And man, it's alive and well in all those spaces. You go to College Station, you go to Scotland, it's the same type of people, the same motivated, the same get after it, I don't want to say suffer, but they want to get better, want to do hard things. And it's just the same type of people, and those communities are alive and well. I feel like the overarching brand of CrossFit is getting a little bit muddied with high rocks / what do they call them now? Hybrid athletes. It's still just CrossFit, right? You know? So I think, fitness and doing what we would call CrossFit, the definition of constantly varied functional movements at high intensity, still doing really well.
Yeah. I have had a personal trainer one time, Caitlin Coward, and I think her biggest frustration is that, she's, CrossFitter, but I'm just still so much stronger than her, and she's like having to like train me, which I'm sure is like a little bit
tough, right?
It's tough. It's tough. Yeah. Like this is how you do that thing, and then I'm better at it than she is. A
little resentment, huh?
A little bit, yeah. But regardless, I felt like with CrossFit, it does seem to help when you've got someone else with you.
Oh, for sure, man. And that's what I tell people. I'm like, it kind of isn't CrossFit unless you're suffering with somebody else. You know, like there's just something about it. You're going to push a little bit harder. I say all that to say there are days like yesterday where I just go down in the basement, turn on an NFL game, and, hop on the rower, do a what you would call a CrossFit Metcon by myself. But man, I would rather drag somebody along. I'm really good at fitness peer pressure. It's like my spiritual gift, and really good at that. And so, man, it's almost not CrossFit unless you're with somebody else.
Yeah,
that's what makes it so good.
I see that. Yeah, the camaraderie does maybe that's kind of like what's been a big thing in y'all's corner is just like it creates this.
For sure.
Yeah,
it's all about community. Like you're not going to go out. You can't maintain that amount of suffering or just like running your head into the wall by yourself. You need other people. Unless you're Cam Hanes.
Yeah.
Unless you're Cam Hanes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. Maybe I'm a morning guy.
Yeah.
I like working out.
Getting it done.
At 5 a.m. Nobody's awake. You're not missing a thing.
No, you're not missing a thing.
I do think my workouts aren't as good as they might be.
Agreed. On a full night of sleep.
But dang, it does make my day better.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the older I've gotten, the more I'm like pushing that towards the earlier morning and getting something done.
Yeah. Then all your
Because
kids
my
are asleep.
Exactly. You know, and that's what I did all this summer.
You're not missing a thing.
No, it is harder to get going. I have added, I'll get up about 30 minutes earlier, hop in the sauna, and then cold plunge right after. And that gets me going. And I feel like I've only started doing that the kids have gotten back in school, but I think I may add that to my summer routine of like getting up a little 30 minutes earlier. That sauna, man, will get you fired up and get your mind right. And
How long do you stay in the
usually 25 minutes in the
ice
sauna
bath?
and then 3 in the ice. I can't, man, the ice. I tried to just do ice bath first thing out of like cold turkey out of bed. And it's just so I'm just such soft.
It's not for
it's just daunting.
the weak-hearted.
No.
It's really
so I like
not.
to get nice and hot, you know, and then get in the cold. And that's pretty good. I'll get my morning, you know, I'll listen to I've been listening to Josh Howerton. You heard of him? Lake Point Church in Texas. Good dude. So I'll listen to his either a sermon or they have a podcast. And so about 25 minutes, listen to that, listen to the Bible, get my word in with a little bit of sauna and cold and get my day right.
I'm a big Matt Chandler. Well, I'm a mid-size Matt Chandler
Mid-size?
guy
Okay.
because I'm only 5'11".
Yeah.
Matt, you familiar with Matt? Village Church.
I'll have to look him up.
Jamin Roller. Big Mountain Ops guy.
Big Mountain Ops guy. Yeah, man, there's a cool company. Lines a lot with the stuff that we do. Gone on some cool hunts with them. You said you've gone on a.
Yep.
We need to line up, cross paths on a hunt. That'd be fun.
Yes. Did you hear that, Mountain Ops? Me and Rich.
Let's do it.
Bear Mountain next year. Brad, set it up.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm at you know the Ignite Enduro with no caffeine.
Enduro with some beta. Have you done that yet?
No.
Do you like the tingles of beta or no?
Yeah, I don't. I like a little tingle.
All right. Enduro,
Yeah.
beta.
The Yeti.
Yep.
Oh, so that would just be Yeti, but without caffeine.
That's bingo.
That's the thing. Okay.
Because I can't, afternoons, I don't like to do caffeine. I'll do caffeine in the morning, but I like Ignite, but I just don't want to take it in the afternoon unless we're hunting. If I'm hunting, I'm taking caffeine in my veins. You know?
Yeah, for
And I
sure.
don't dip, but I have found caffeine pouches that I'll dip.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's maybe a
Can't do
product
nicotine.
idea.
I told him,
Mountain
I said,
Ops.
caffeine with a little bit of beta in a pouch.
I love their Slumber. You ever
Slumber's
tried
good.
it?
Oh, yeah, Slumber's good. I have to melatonin to sleep anyway, so
Well, this
Slumber.
doesn't have much.
No. 3?
And-
Is it 3?
I took it for a long time, and I was like, man, it's going to be hard to get off of. And I just stopped
Did you?
cold turkey. I'll go back to it, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I was like, this is going to be hard to get off of. And I mean, just the first night I didn't take it, I still slept.
Still slept.
Yeah.
No, I have to have 3 milligrams to sleep. I have to shut my brain down.
What is the most caffeine, milligrams of caffeine that you have or used to or would take in a day?
Hunting,
Anything.
close to a gram.
Close to
No,
a
I'm just-
thousand? Is that 1,000?
I'm just kidding. I mean, dude, I'm not joking. Me and Scott will usually first thing in the morning, depending on where we're at, we'll share a ready to drink just so we don't have to mix it up. But we'll mix up a Yeti mode or 2 throughout the day.
Oh, that's 300.
in a Nalgene, like a 96 whatever ounce Nalgene.
Oh, okay.
Usually 2 scoops, so it's like 600. And we'll just slowly hammer that throughout the day, and then maybe
Each of you?
we'll share. So probably 300 each. And then in the afternoon, depending on how grindy the day has been, we might make a little cocktail in the afternoon as well.
What
I don't do that here.
in the world
Yeah.
is the benefit of sharing it with someone?
Just makes you feel better. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like you're not drinking
Yeah,
as much
exactly,
caffeine, I
exactly,
guess?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you don't actually know how much you're taking in, like how big are your drinks, you know?
Right. You keep taking big pulls like that, you're going to miss
Oh,
your
yeah.
turn next time.
Mm-hmm.
John Wayne and the Cowboys quote. Anyway.
That Yeti will start to creep in, and you start like hearing colors.
Yeah, so there's the Yeti mode that he's talking
Yep.
about is 300.
Yep. And then the Yetis, that's
The Yeti is 200.
200. Yeah, Yeti
It's like
mode
an
is-
Ignite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's rowdy. And then you throw Enduro with the Yeti
Okay.
mode.
Yep. Man.
And you throw some rehydrate in there.
Yeah.
That'll get you a good cocktail going.
You got a system, but you also work out a little different than I do, I imagine. So maybe I need to.
That's not a regular thing. You know, usually here I'm just taking in 2 cups of coffee in the morning. It's my go-to. I just enjoy coffee. And then afternoon, after probably, I do that in the morning and I don't do caffeine again. So then afternoon, I'll do enduro, mix it with beta, a little bit of hydrate. That's
What
my
would your
afternoon.
workout look like? I mean, how intense would a workout be for you? Your alarm goes off at 4:30. You're in the gym at 5. Like, is that
I would start off with some type of machine because I'm old and I got some crepitus, I'm going to break the
Okay.
joints loose. And so usually I would start off with some type of interval. Depending on time of the year, I'll hit the Stairmaster a ton just to warm up 20 or 30 minutes because you don't, on the machines, on whatever you're doing, it's not a ton of like, it doesn't hurt the joints. You can slowly kind of like add some intensity, do some intervals in there. And then, either some type of, this is what I did this summer, almost exactly, minus I'd get up at 6, come right out here, hit some type of interval, body weight something to warm up, and then hit. We kind of knew what movements we were going to have to do for a competition, so we would make workouts dependent on that. I've got an app that would probably help you out with some of this, what you should do.
how do we feel about squats?
I love squats. My knee does not love squats.
Yeah.
So I can still squat and do it quite frequently. I just don't load it a ton because if my knee gets out of any type of position or out of position whatsoever, it starts to get a little grindy.
I like. I mean, I'll do like 155 and just do a ton of reps.
Yep.
But I'd like to go heavier. But the way people talk about them these days,
They
it
can be,
seems like,
if you're doing it right, it's like anything, man. You do anything to excess or to, the intensity gets too much. I think as we age, you just got to be smarter on those days. Like when the iron's hot, I'll strike, but when it's not hot, I'll just, I'll take one, just depending on how I feel that day is how I approach squats, really.
Yeah, gotcha. Cool. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any other fitness questions. I kind of know most of it.
You know all fitness,
So
all of it.
yeah.
Yeah, man. I think if you don't have machines, getting a couple machines at the house are super beneficial just to get moving. One, get moving, but 2, on days when you don't feel like doing a ton because you are a little beat up, you can get a ton of good volume / get your heart rate up, hit the body in some different spots.
Mm-hmm. I do have a rower.
Okay.
I don't have an assault bike. I'm good buddies with Cowboy Cerrone, and he's got like 7, and that he never uses anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to take one of his assault
Just steal
bikes. Yeah.
Borrow it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to steal it. He doesn't need it. I'm going to take it.
It's good.
You got to be careful taking stuff from guys like him, though. Have you met Cowboy?
Mm-mm.
I bet y'all be good friends. He's a good dude.
Good dude.
Yeah. But he's a New Mexico man. That's way far from here. So,
Good elk out there.
yeah. Yeah. But cool.
Heck yeah.
Well, I usually wrap these up with life advice.
Life advice. Do hard things.
Mm.
Yeah. Seek out some challenge. Get outside your comfort zone.
Nice.
Find Jesus too. That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Cool.
Heck yeah. Appreciate you
Man, I
having me.
appreciate you coming on. And yeah, I'll have to hit you up next time I'm here and we'll get that workout in.
Come on, man.
Dang schedule.
Darn schedule.
Golly.
Got tight.
God, I'd love
look
to
at
work.
the
I just gotta
time.
get out of here.
You're lucky my kids just are getting out of school in 45 minutes.
God,
You
better-
son of a
yeah,
gun.
I'd hate for you to not. you
Yeah,
know.
not get my kids and they
Well-
sit there in the snow and you
Yeah,
know,
poor kids.
it's not even snowing out there. How are they out of school?
Sorry, kids, I was doing a WOD with Dale Brisby.
Gross.
Cool. On to the next one, old son. Love you. Oh, check out his programming.
Oh, yeah.
Mayhem CrossFit,
Mayhem athlete.
Mayhem Athlete,
Sugar
and then we
Wad
can
is
also
the- yeah.
get
Ram hunt.
some bison from you, right?
Bison, yeah. We're in the process of getting we got to do some stuff to the ranch here. We got some shirts and hats and stuff, but we're working on a different distributor for our meat.
Froning bison? Is that what
Froning
it?
Farms.
Froning Farms.
Yep.
Gotcha. Cool. But the Highlands are not for sale.
They are for sale. Everything's for sale. Everything's for sale for the right price.
Cool. Love you guys. On to the next one. Pow,
Peace.
pow.